The TOX-3 dowel is an all-purpose dowel that made TOX a household name. It's a dowel that's suitable for all construction materials, whether it's gypsum board, vertical cord brick, concrete, or solid bricks. So if you've got the dowel to hand, you can always fix something. The most important thing about the dowel is always the screw, which must be at least 5 mm longer than the dowel to guarantee optimum screw expansion, or which, like the all-purpose dowel, acts like a nut when encountering no resistance, starting to tighten from the rear and then knotting. The screw diameter is generally 2 mm smaller than the dowel's outer diameter. For instance, an 8 mm dowel and a 6 mm screw, then everything works perfectly. With regard to the screw's length, I always have to add on my bar or the component I'm installing to get the screw length. Now, we'll perform a typical push-through assembly procedure on gypsum plasterboard. In the case of gypsum plasterboard, I always advise drilling with a steel or a wood bit, because then I get a clearly defined hole. The carbide or stone bits still have one carbide tip on the tip at the top, so if I'm using an 8 mm bit, I get an 8.4 mm hole. Then my dowel may well end up slipping in the gypsum plasterboard, because then the rotation protection element is no longer working properly. Let's do that now. I'll drill straight through the component I'm installing. And now I can push the dowel straight through the component I'm installing and into the solid background or into the gypsum plasterboard. Now I can screw the component I'm installing straight on as part of the push-through assembly process. And it sits. And that's a typical all-purpose nature at work. If the dowel encounters no resistance, it knots itself. So you can create an easy fastening on the construction material. The loading value for gypsum plasterboard, 12.5 mm gypsum plasterboard, is 10 kilograms. In concrete, our dowel can support 140 to 160 kilograms.